And here is the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday, the 14th of December, 2021. It was on this day, 1911, the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen and his team became the first ever to reach the South Pole on the continent of Antarctica. He was in a race with the British explorer Robert F. Scott, and he won the race largely because Amundsen, was willing to use sled dogs as his primary mode of transportation. Scott believed that traveling by dog sled was undignified. The Norwegian team traveled about 800 miles into Antarctica in weather that occasionally reached 70 below zero, cold enough to freeze the liquid in their compasses, had to eat some of their dogs as food, got caught in a blizzard. All of them suffered from frostbite, but on this day in 1911, their compasses told them they had reached the South Pole, and they planted the Norwegian flag. Robert F. Scott's party reached the pole a little more than a month later, traveling by foot, and they froze to death before they ever made it home. It's the birthday of the mystic Nostradamus, born in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, France, in 1503. Who worked as an apothecary. He learned about plants and medicine, was interested in infectious diseases, the plague. He felt that good hygiene was very important, and he disapproved of bloodletting and leeches. But what we know Nostradamus for is his Almanac, which came out every year, with predictions, more than 6,000 of them, predictions about the world well into the future. And some people claim that he predicted the Great Fire of London, the rise of Hitler, both world wars, and the assassination of John F. Kennedy, though his predictions have only seemed true in retrospect, not looking into the future. It's the birthday of the short story writer Amy Hempel, born Chicago, 1951. She took a fiction writing course with Gordon Lish, and on the first day of class, she made them all write down their very worst secret, the secret they would never get over. And she wrote about failing her best friend while her friend was dying, which turned into her first short story, In the Cemetery Where Al Jolson is Buried. Here's a poem for today by Edward Field, entitled Tailspin. Going into a tailspin in those days meant curtains. No matter how hard you pulled back on the stick, the nose of the plane wouldn't come up. Spinning round, headed for a target of earth, the whine of death in the wing struts. Instinct made you try to pull out of it that way by force, and for years aviators spiraled down and crashed. Who could have dreamed that the solution to this dreaded aeronautical problem was so simple? Every student flyer learns this nowadays. You move the joystick in the direction of the spin, and like a miracle, the plane stops turning, and you are in control again to pull the nose up out of the dive. In panic, we want to push the stick away from the spin, wrestle the plane out of it. But the trick is, as in everything, to go with the turning willingly rather than fight, give in, go with it. And that way, come out of your tailspin whole. A poem by Edward Field, Tailspin, from his collection After the Fall, published by University of Pittsburgh Press and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.